The service industry is the backbone of India's local and domestic economy. Through today's episode, Featuring Citizen wishes to engage with the government on behalf of business owners and employees in the service industry to raise this question: does the central government and the state government understand the service industry? Hi, I'm Naziayusufizuddin, and welcome to another episode of Featuring Citizen. Let me show you how easy it is to understand the service industry. Let's have a look around us. Salons, barbershops, clothes shops, shoe shops, dry cleaners, watch stores, opticals, chartered accountants, lawyers, architects, carpenters, painters, mechanics, department stores, grocery stores, vegetable stores, cement shops, utensil stores, street kiosks, bakers, dairies, milk shops, poultry farms, butcheries, hotels, hostels, restaurants, cafes, chaiwalas, bookshops, flower shops, medical shops, sports shops, rafting, trekking, mountaineering, adventure sports, amusement parks, skiing, skating, swimming, taxi service, auto service, bus service, service centers, cinemas. Now let's do the math. These are shops that you will find in each and every street in our country. Now these shops times the number of streets in a district, times the number of districts in a state, times the number of states in our country. This amounts to crores and crores of micro, small, and medium service businesses in the country. The entire domestic economy lives and thrives on these micro, small, and medium service businesses. A customer buys groceries from the grocery store. The grocery store owner buys vegetables from the vegetable vendor, eggs from the poultry vendor, and clothes for his children from the garment shop. Now, because of the grocery shop owner, the other three businesses prosper. Our economy, the Indian economy, is a very large domestic economy. Everybody here is a buyer and everybody here is a seller. And that is because of the very large service industry business. Every service buys in one form or the other and sells in one form or the other. Here, it is also very important to note that the service industry is the largest consumer for big and small manufacturing units. Manufacturing units can only generate revenue if there is a buyer. Now let's have a look at how this cycle runs itself. Here is a hotel room. In a hotel room, there is a bed, the mattress on it, the fresh flowers, the curtain, the towels, the dustbin, the writing pad, the pens and pencils, the telephone, the mini fridge, the television, the night lamps, the bulbs, the taps, and underneath the walls, there are hot and cold water pipes, cables, wires. Manufacturers have business only because the service industry consumes and creates jobs for other business owners. People buy these goods for homes, offices, hotels, resorts, salons. And the people who buy these are mostly service class people, either employees in service businesses or owners of service businesses. Let us also have a quick look at how the service industry is a major local employer. In Rishikesh, the total number of people employed in rafting, yoga centers, cafes, jewelry stores are in hundreds. Let's have a look at Kumarakam in Kerala. Most local families here survive on homestays, Airbnbs, hostels and lodges, and houseboats. Khan Market in Delhi alone has over 100 service businesses ranging from cafes to bookstores. The sheer number of dhabas that line the vast highways of this country alone show that the number of people employed in the service business is very, very large. If it were not for these local businesses, where would so many local people find employment? If the government had maintained a proper registry of micro, small, and medium businesses, we would have known the actual number of people who have suffered because of the COVID lockdown and the actual level of unemployment. That is why in episode 2 of Featuring Citizen, we strongly recommended that the ministry introduce a separate wing for micro, small, and medium businesses in the service industry. Micro, small, and medium businesses in the service industry must have a customized and a unique method for registering their businesses. It would at least be a first step towards recognizing and saluting India's largest employers and safekeepers of our domestic and local economy. So, what has really happened to these businesses during the lockdown? Now ask yourself, has the government announced any policy that can directly save all these business owners and all these employees? None of the earlier mentioned businesses have been uniquely targeted in the rupees 20 lakhs crore relief package. There is no bailout plan for these people who currently face unemployment due to micro, small and medium businesses in the service industry being shut. So the question here is, how can one MSME policy that caters to the manufacturing industry cater to lakhs and lakhs of different kinds of micro, small and medium businesses? It cannot. It is therefore the need of the hour that the government takes note and announce immediate policy changes. If the service industry must survive the COVID era, then the ministry has to give collateral-free aid and not loan to micro, small and medium businesses in the service industry. The ministry must work with state governments to disperse the 50,000 crore rupees through state-run banks and corporations. The ministry must allow state governments to create the policy for each unique service business type. There must be an instant method for registration for each business type. The aid given by the government must be decided on the basis of the business type, the revenue generated, and the number of people employed. State governments must be in charge of dispersal of this aid. Through the state governments, the central government must meet the salary requirements of the employees in this business for at least 1 year. ESIC and PF, that is, the Employee State Insurance Corporation payments and Provident Fund payments must be made optional for employees in the service business. It should not be mandatory. The government must reduce GST on services to a flat 5% so that businesses can acquire more customers. In conclusion, it is time to give utmost focus and individual attention to each one of these service businesses. Otherwise, we will see hunger and unemployment rising to disproportionate levels in the next few months. What is now being seen as an exodus of migrant laborers in this country is the first response to unemployment. If we don't empower services today, we will see the lower and upper middle class working population of India and MSM business owners scavenging the streets. It is time to push for real reforms. In the next episode of Featuring Citizen, we will summarize all the recent developments on MSME since our first episode, including the latest additions and revisions in the policy. We will also be answering a few questions that have been put forth by our viewers. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. This has been Featuring Citizen with Naziayusufizuddin.